You're listening to the Chronicles of Living podcast, where we talk to everyday people about everyday things in the past, present, and future. Now let's talk.
Don't stop. Don't stop. Don't stop. Don't stop. Don't stop on the road of life. You can't stop. You can't stop moving. Keep move. Keep that pace. You switching to gear. Let's go as we climb up the hill. Don't slow down. Pedal a little more. The mind is working. It's in control. Your wheels are turning a little more. Going higher another notch. Keep it steady. Don't watch the clock go round. Cycle.
Greetings, my visionary dreamers. How's everybody doing today? Let's talk Sundays. This is Adionne, your dream pusher, your lifeguard. Listen up.
We are learning, always turning later. Cannot stop the time. Always merging into lanes that better suit us as we ride. Switch it up. Switching to gear, let's go. As we climb up the hill, don't slow down. Pedal a little more. The mind is working, it's in control. Your wheels are turning a little more. Going higher another notch. Keep it steady, don't watch the clock go round.
As I said, this is Adionne, your dream pusher, your life guard. Saving you from the world, saving you from yourself, saving you from some real bullshit. And this is Chronicles of Living podcast show, the show for everyday people doing everyday things, living everyday life. You know us normal folks. Doing the damn thing the best way we can. And today's topic is stop pointing the finger on your shit. Now, I just thought that it was safe for me to say shit because I do kind of got this on the PG thing, but I can remember when I was young, my grandma used to say shit all the time. And coming up, we thought that was okay. We did find out later it wasn't, but it's just a way of expression, but it's a light way. But I think I had to say that. Really, start owning your shit, y'all. Embrace it. You know where you messed up. You know where you fell off. Stop pointing the finger to everybody, to other things, or whatever. You know? It's really starting to become annoying to me. I mean, maybe because of the growth. And definitely, I'm very understanding to people's walk and to the fact that, which I talk about all the time, everybody grows at different speeds. But until we learn how to embrace things that we actually could have stopped from happening, or if we in a current situation, we can stop it from happening, you know? If we get to the point that we embrace and just own it and then say, you know what? Okay, this is the situation. Where do I go from here? I've been in a situation for a certain amount of years, certain amount of days, certain amount of weeks, whatever. And I'm ready to get off of this roller coaster. It's enough. Enough is enough, you know? Instead of making up excuses, which y'all need to listen to my show. I think it's called Stop Making Excuses or something like that. something simple like that. But as I said, because some people come on, find out about the show at a later date, and I have so many episodes now, I try to touch on different topics in a different way, so that even if you've been following the show, if you didn't click with you when I talked about it in another way, hopefully it will click this time around. Because, the perfect purpose of the show is to clear out the things in us that's blocking us from living out our dreams, our visions, and our goals. We have to first clear these bad habits out so that we can create new habits and have the space to receive new and positive things in our life. We got to get the negative and the junk out of our life to receive the new. It's just like when you have a room full of furniture, and this is furniture that you had for years, and somebody comes along and they say, I got a new couch that I want to give you, and it's perfect for you, and it's brand new. But then you sit up there and you say, well, no, I got a couch. This couch was handed down to me from my mother, and she got it from her mother, and her mother got it from her father. And so this is real sentimental to me. So I'm going to hold on to this couch. But thank you anyway for offering the new couch. That's almost what we do to ourselves. Every time we make up an excuse as to why we're in the same situation that we have been in for years. And we continue to be defensive when somebody tries to, kind of show you, maybe you need to look at this. And then we get on a defense, Not we, because I'm open to constructive criticism. I'm at the point in my life where if it's going to help me to grow faster and take some shortcuts, I'm there. Okay? But I can say that there was a season in my life where I might have pointed my finger at different people because of the situations that I was in. It's been years ago, but nevertheless, I was in that position. So this is why I can talk to y'all in this way. I have graduated from pointing the finger and owning my shit. And just doing what I gotta do to make my situation better. Like, for instance, when I talked about, after I got my insurance license, as a matter of fact, even with that, I failed the test for my insurance, annuities, and health license. I took all of them together. I didn't break it up. That's probably why I was trying to do too much. But anyway, I failed the test 2 times when I lived in Georgia, and then twice when I came back to Pennsylvania. And I didn't point the finger. I just was like, oh, well, it's just not time, But what I came to realize after my 4th time failing was that although I was studying, I wasn't really focused. So, and I was working, and I was like, the last 2 times I was working full time. That's when I was managing one of the apartment buildings. And I was so burnt out, but I decided to take the test after I got off work. And then someone told me, like, and then I would get the energy drinks on the way to try to, boost my energy up. But I'm sitting there at the computer all jittery, shaky, and stuff like that. And then somebody said to me, it was like, maybe you need to figure out a way that you could take it on your day off, or take a day off, or whatever. But me, being the person that I am, I was thinking, no, I know this stuff. I can do this. So I took their advice and I took a half a day and bam, passed it just like that. The night before, I really brushed back up on my studying and I made sure I wasn't. I took it on a day that I knew was slow. I was going to have to deal with a lot of people, and my mind was clear. And I drove on down and took the test. No, matter of fact, that was it too. The place that I was taking the test was like an hour drive, and I already was tired after work. So what I did was I found a place that was closer, and it was like literally around the corner. But because it was earlier, I was able to take it. So I took the test, and I wasn't tired. So I acknowledged my shit. I acknowledged that, okay, this is my fault that I keep failing this test that I know the answers to, you know? And and then after that, if you've been listening to the show, you've been following the show, my whole goal was, okay, I want to work for, one of the top companies. I did my research on the companies, and New York Life had been around for so many years. So I'm like, yeah, this is it. But what I didn't do was this. I didn't do the research on the difference between captive and non-captive. And there went some of the situation I wound up getting myself into. And then on top of that, I did not renew my notary license. It was up for renewal and I didn't do it. I put it off. I kept putting it off, and I was like, okay, they want me full time. I'm I'm good. I don't really need this. I can wait for this. So that's the first mistake I made. And then once I started, I had a nice amount of clients. The second mistake that I made was I counted my money. And then what I didn't tell y'all in the past show was this. I did have some money that I could have been ahead of the game as far as my bills, but I felt that something else was more important to take care of. And I would do it again today. It was to help somebody else out. But when that came into play, me not doing what I'm normally used to doing and renewing my notary right away and spending money before I get more money, those two things played a major factor. So when it came time for me to get paid and they decided to hold my money for those couple of months, it put me in a crunch. Even though they held my money, I was partly responsible because I didn't handle my business as far as making sure my notary was renewed. Because see, that could have been some income right there. I could have been still doing that on the side and still getting more money and replacing the money that I used to help somebody out with, you know? And so, but what I wound up doing was, since the situation was happening, I'm like, okay, I gotta own this because I'm in a situation, they hold on to my money, even though I've done all that was required of me. I see what they doing. I see they trying to milk me for more. So because of this situation, what can I do right now so that I won't be flat out just jacked up? Okay, I still got other bills that I can take care of. Okay, I wasn't driving the car because the insurance wasn't paid. If you listen back, you got to listen back. I don't want to go through the whole story, but so I wound up going to Giants the 24 hours because that was in walking distance. And so this is what I'm saying about owning your shit and doing something about it and not pointing the finger. I could have got in that whole, oh my gosh, what was me? I'm just going to wait it out until they pay me. But even though I knew that Giants was not going to pay me nowhere near what I was owed, I knew I needed some money. Okay. I knew I wasn't in a position to drive. I knew where I lived, there was no real bus lines. So I couldn't really get around like I wanted to, you know? So I figured out a way to work around a situation the best way I could. And in doing that, I really benefited because working overnight allowed me to listen to my headphones, study more, learn more about the industry I was getting into, even though I knew that after a while that I was going to have to leave that company after I got paid. You know what I mean? Because I didn't like the way they handled everything, or that branch, not the company. Again, let me explain to you. I love New York Life. It is an awesome company, but that particular branch, okay? So going to work at Giants is something that if a person isn't in a position, the average person is in a position where they know they're in a branch where majority of the people are making six figures or close to it a year. Most people would think that it's beneath them to go take a job that's paying way lower than what they could be making. You get what I'm saying? Now, that's not me saying that, oh, working for Giants is bad. No, I'm not saying that at all. You need to get the point. The point is this. I didn't want to point the finger. Yes, they did owe me the money. I was right in pointing the finger there because they told me one thing and they did another. Okay. But at the point, it's like I had to take and own my shit. I know what I could have did that maybe could have not allowed this situation to get that far. I was counting my money before I got it, and I spent some money helping out somebody else, which again, I would have did it again. You know what I'm saying? I would do it again. But nevertheless, I took precaution. I took not precaution, but I was proactive and I did what I could do. And I worked a job that I've never worked before, but I said, you know what? I need this right now to have something. And whatever I get out of this, I'm going to work with it the best way I can. Now, it didn't stop the whole, if you listen to the shows before, I wound up getting evicted. It didn't stop that. But the point I'm trying to make is this. I owned my shit. And I worked at doing something about it, as opposed to sitting on my behind and just letting it all play out and then telling everybody, okay, I'm just messed up and I have nothing else to do. Nobody knew what was going on with me. My mom didn't know. I didn't tell her. I just did what I had to do. The only person that knew was my son. And then once I got evicted was one of my family members because I needed to send my son to her because he was on break. Other than that, nobody knew. I didn't call nobody and try to go stay with him. What I do, I went into the shelter. I mean, a lot of people, when they heard the show, my mom called me, was like, you did what? Like, why you didn't just... But at some point in your life, sometimes you got to sit back and just do what you got to do. Sometimes you have to embrace the full situation, analyze it, and see what is it that you are supposed to get out of it. I got a whole lot of good things out of that situation. I truly believe today, if that didn't happen to me, I would not be where I'm at today because it humbled me. And then listening to the different YouTube videos while I was working, I wasn't just listening to educational videos. I was listening to motivational videos because I was in a jacked up situation. So I'm listening to stuff that's going to inspire me, that's going to, help me think outside the box. I wind up learning about new people, and from that I wound up buying books from different authors, Napoleon Hill and Abraham Hicks, and oh my gosh, so many people. What is it? Well, anyway, different people, and it just opened up something new in me. So by the time I got to the shelter, I was so energized. I didn't look at my situation. I knew that the situation wasn't me because I owned my shit. You know what I mean? I didn't point the finger. I mean, it was what it was. And I decided to leave the company. And I took that as well. I could have, when I had the meeting with them and he finally decided to bring out all my files and was all like, oh, happy and you ready to go and trying to give me accolades and all of that, I could have just stayed. But I knew. I'm like, no, you playing with my money. I don't play that. Don't play with my money. So if you did it one time, you showed me I'm paying attention. I'm out. Okay? I don't care what you say. I am out. And before I was out, because I realized my mistake in not renewing my, my notary, I wound up doing that in between. And then also I got with a broker house and I found out the difference. Like, somebody shared with me the difference of working for a broker house versus working for exclusive, and how now I was able to help a whole lot more people because now I'm licensed with all these other companies and I still am today. So, out of that situation, because I embraced the situation, I embraced what was going on. I embraced I'm not going to say the mistake, but the situation, the issue at hand. It wasn't easy. It was painful, but nevertheless, I took it and I analyzed it and I worked on the things to get me out of that position. And then after that, once I got out the shelter and I was only in there for a month, but I was so motivated. I was just OUT. And if y'all listen to the other past shows, I wound up taking another job while I was in the shelter because it was in a whole different location that was, again, at a lower pay rate. But I got some amazing things out of that situation as well. I'm not going to tell the whole story. But anyway, I say all of this to say, when we stop making up excuses, the same excuses at that, and we own it and say, you know what? If somebody's talking to you and they like, okay, why you falling behind on your bills, or why, I don't know, your car note behind, whatever they ask you, and you come with the same excuse as to why you're making the same money, you in the same place or whatever, at some point you got to analyze how you handling your stuff. You know what I mean? You have to analyze how you're handling your stuff, whether it be maybe it's not the income, maybe it's you, maybe you don't handle your business the way you're supposed to on time, maybe you're a procrastinator. A lot of times procrastination can jam us up worse. Just like I said, I didn't renew my notary. It jammed me up. That could have been extra income I could have been making, So when we get to that point and then we don't get defensive if somebody says something, if somebody tries to help you with another alternative, that's when you'll start to see change happen. It's just like another situation. I can remember some years ago, a loved one of mine used to be on drugs, really, really bad. I mean, real bad for years. And I can remember um, she needed a ride somewhere, and I took her. And at this point, she was clean. And I asked her, I can remember asking her, what made you stop? Because I can remember so many people trying to be there and trying to help her, and she just would not stop. And it was so powerful what she said to me. She said, I just woke up one day and I couldn't remember the last 10 years of my life. And I decided I just didn't want to do it no more. I didn't want to do the drugs no more. I said, wow, that's powerful. So it was that day that she woke up that she decided, I'm not going to point the finger no more. I'm not going to say, oh, this person got me on drugs and I'm on drugs because nobody loves me, or I'm on drugs because, I was abused, or whatever. Whatever's the excuse. She was just one day, she decided to own her own shit. And it changed her whole life. And I can remember helping her get into a job, and she just flourished. I mean, she got in one position. Next thing you know, she's, I think, supervisor. And next thing you know, she went somewhere else. And I mean, it's been years now since then. Still good, look healthy, doing good for herself. All because one day of her life, she woke up and she decided to own her own shit. And it changed her life. You know what I'm saying? And this is all it takes. Stop fighting when you got somebody that deep down in your heart care for you or love you. And they trying to help you, or they're trying to show you. Trying to help you show you. Let's say that. Nobody can show you but yourself. But a lot of times when people on the outside looking in, they can see a little bit more than what you can see. But it's when we don't want to hear it. We just want to keep rewinding the tape and saying the same thing, making the same excuse as why we are in this stuff, and this person did it to me, and that person made me, and that person left me. And okay, so if you're in a position, and if it's a position that you're in over your head, at some point, if you want to be happy in your life, you're going to have to let some shit go. You're going to have to lessen your load. And if y'all been following this podcast show, y'all know I let a lot of stuff go. And I am living in the smallest space I've ever lived in my life. And I am so happy. I feel so free. Yes, I do still have bills and all of that stuff to pay. And I'm making less money than I was before I came here. But I'm free because I let go of a lot of stuff. You know what I mean? And that is the thing that holds us into bondage. Stuff holds us. We let people hold us. We let what we think people think about us hold us. We got to let it go, because at the end of the day, you're the only one that's living your life. You're the only one that's walking in your shoes. You're the only one that knows what it takes to make you happy. You need to have a conversation with people that you feel are holding you back. Maybe holding you back from your vision, your dreams, your goals. And I'm not saying have a conversation appointing conversation. I'm saying just letting it out and letting them know, look, this is the way you feel, even though it's really not their fault, because people only do what you allow them to do to you. We teach people how to treat us, and it's so true. Time and time again in my past, when I look back, I have allowed people to treat me a certain way because maybe I didn't want to hurt their feelings, or maybe I felt like I could make a difference in their life. It was really, for majority of the time, it was that I didn't want to hurt their feelings, or either I thought I could make a difference in their life. And me trying to make a difference in their life when they didn't want to make a difference in their own life jacked me up. So I can't point the finger at them. I did that. I gotta own that shit. I allowed them to suck up my energy when they really didn't deserve it. When they really didn't want to put their own energy into whatever it is that I was trying to help them out with. Whether it be, something personal, whether it was something business-wise, whether it was investment, financially, whatever. I can't be mad at them. That's my choice. I chose to do that. I chose to do that with my time, with my money, with my love. I chose to do that. Nobody held a gun to my head. I can remember years ago, my stepson, he was really young, and I just used to still always get him from every other weekend. And I can remember picking him up from their father, my son's, and this is his oldest brother. I can remember picking him up from their other grandmother's house. And she told me, she was like, you need to beat him. I was like, for what? She's like, because he had, they had another brother, and they were the same age. My son's oldest brother, I'm not going to say the names, but my son's oldest two brothers, I guess, they was like 5 months apart. So she told me to beat the one I was picking up because supposedly he took the other one in the alley to play, and the other one had on some brand new sneakers and they got really dirty. First off, that's how materialistic you are. You gonna tell me to beat this child because the other child got his sneakers dirty? What kind of crap? I just said, you know what? From what you're telling me, I think you need to beat his behind for getting his sneakers dirty because he knew he had on new sneakers. And the last time I checked, they was the same age. And I don't remember my stepson packing a gun. So, and I just told my stepson to come on, let's go. I couldn't believe it. I was like, I think they was probably 9 or something like that. Might even been a little bit younger. I don't know. But nevertheless, I could remember my stepson crying in the car and saying how they always blame him for the stuff that the other one do. But I already knew this. I saw it happen on so many occasions. And I just told him, I said, don't even worry about it because you're going to be the one that makes it. And until today, that's what wound up happening. I'm not going to go more into that, but that's what wound up happening. It's like, even as adults, it's crazy how we can put kids in positions like that. That is not cool. Like, she should have owned her own stuff for letting him wear those doggone new sneakers, knowing they was going out to play. You get what I'm saying? She's an adult. They're kids. They're going to go out and play. So if you didn't want the little sneakers to get dirty, why would you let them wear them outside to play? It's certain sneakers that you let your kids wear to play, and there's certain sneakers that you let them wear when you're going out somewhere. Am I right or wrong? So, I mean, these are the things, It's crazy how us as adults will just grow into the habit of pointing a finger, rather be because of our own situation, because of kids, because of relationships that didn't work out, instead of looking at ourselves and seeing what we can do to better ourselves so that we won't repeat this situation, or this situation can go away, or either this situation can get better. You know, what I've learned since I've been here is that my biggest problem is caring for people more than they care for themselves, caring for people's gifts and talents more than they care about it themselves. And that's what I had to learn about myself. I had to learn that and own that and say, you know what? I got to start having a different approach, because this is something that is in me. This is my gift. My gift is seeing the potential in someone and helping them to bring it out to the fullness, you know, and helping them to believe that they are limitless. They have power inside. That is what gives me joy. But you know, some of your gifts and your talents that can give you joy can jack you up if you're not careful. So what I realized was that when I poured into people, not everybody, there's a lot of people that, you know, I just guided and they did the damn thing. You know, I got somebody right now I'm working with, and OMG, you know, he is doing the damn thing. Every assignment I give him is like done, done. Everything just done. Like, he is moving at the fastest rate of anybody I ever consulted with, you know? But I applied my new rule to him. I applied the whole guidance structure. Just give him the assignment, let him see what he's going to do, you know? I mean, let me see what he's going to do so I can see what to give him next. Do I turn it up? Do I turn it down? You know what I mean? And it's working. So I'm learning from him how I need to handle clients from here on out, how I need to handle anybody that I consult with, or that need me to be their consultant. You know, I've lost friends because of that. I've lost friends. Well, they weren't friends, because I wouldn't have lost them if they was friends, if they was really friends. I'll say I lost associates, okay, that I thought was my friends, because I wanted things for them more than they wanted it for themselves. And when I got to the point that I'm like, yo, I'm going to teach you how to do this, and you can do this for yourself. I'm just going to guide you from here on out, because my time is really limited right now. I got to pour into myself. I got things to do. I got my own agenda. So let me teach you this. And then they will be like, no, or make excuses and don't have time. And then now they mad at me because I don't have time to do their stuff. Go figure that. So I learned a lot from that. You know, I learned that I wasn't helping people, I was handicapping them. And so while they wanted to point the finger at me because their project wasn't complete, even though I was trying to teach them, and they wasn't paying me. These specific people was not paying me. There was people that I thought, okay, I'm real close with or whatever, so I'm going to help them out. And not to say that they didn't help me out with some things. They did. They helped me out with some things too. But the help was a different type of help. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not benefiting from your business. Like, I'm doing this from my heart. You know what I mean? You can go on and make thousands and millions, and I'm not getting nothing out of this. And that wasn't why I stopped. But it was just like, when I thought about this, I'm like, okay, how they mad at me? But at that point, I realized I gotta own my shit. I caused this. People get used to me doing things for them, and they used to me being reliable when I say I'm going to do a certain thing. And then it's like, when my time is limited, they don't know how to take ownership of their own stuff. That's my bad. Or it's my fault that they stuff fell apart because they didn't take ownership of their own stuff. You know, this is the stuff that we have to start looking at in life. You know, even sometimes when we have kids, we can do too much. Instead of letting them grow into their independence and make a couple of hiccups along the way, and then let them learn their own lessons. You know, I drill in my kids independence, because my whole thing is, God forbid something happen to me tomorrow, I don't want them to be lost. I don't want them to feel like they can't do a thing because they're used to me doing it. That's not cool. That's hurting them. It's not hurting me. You know, it's hurting them. So I know it's my time, and this is a topic that I can really go on for days and days. But yeah, we need to definitely get the courage, get the confidence to have a conversation with people that you know you're handicapping in some type of way. Or if people are holding, or you feel like you have allowed them to hold you back, because they're not holding you back, you allowed them to. Get that in your head. Nobody can hold you back. Nobody can stop you from being the person that you were called to be. Now, if you're a kid and you're living with your parents, I get it. But you still, well, it's probably not kids listening to this podcast, but if you're a teenager, a young adult, then you need to be respectful as to how you have the conversation and just pour out your feelings. Bottom line. And then I don't know how your parents are going to respond, but you find a way to work around making sure you're able to brush up on your talents, your gifts, your dreams, and your visions within the realm until you're old enough to move and do your own thing. That should be your motivation to make sure you get out there, get a job, or you go to school or whatever, save up your money so that you can work on your goals, your dreams, and your visions without feeling like anybody's holding you back. You gotta have tunnel vision on what you want to do in your life. You gotta learn to stop overextending yourself. Stop saying yes when you really want to say no to people. Just say no. That was hard for me in so many ways for so many years. I would say yes to everything, overextend myself, and then later on be mad about it and don't feel like doing it and feeling like I'm obligated. That's not fun. So I'm going to leave you with this. Listen, learn, embrace your flaws. Listen to yourself. Listen to your gut. See yourself. See the things that you're doing that don't feel comfortable. Embrace it and write it out. Make a list of all the people that you feel like it's kind of got some type of hold on you. And then next to their name, write down a hold that you think they have on you. Because I say think because nobody can have a hold on you. This is what you're allowing. And after you look at that list, you need to have a conversation with those people. And you need to let them know, listen, I love you. I really do. But I'm not helping you. I'm harming you. And so I'm going to either remove myself from this situation, or I'm going to give less help with this situation because I need to have some energy for my own situation. I need to have some energy for my own project or my own goals and visions. Now, use your logic with this. I'm not trying to break up no relationships, no marriages, nothing like that. Get nobody put out the house. Disclaimer. But y'all know what I'm saying. If it don't feel good, you need to have this conversation. If it's a situation where you feel like I don't even know where to start, then you need to get some quiet time, meditate on it for a few days, pray about it for a few days, and see what God tells you to do. But nevertheless, stop pointing the finger, because we all see signs in a lot of ways, whether it be from a person or whether it be from a situation, a place that we walked into, an environment, a job. We didn't feel a good vibe, or the person didn't give us a good vibe, but yet we'll still build a relationship with them or take that job. Sometimes we feel and we see things before it happens. We need to acknowledge that. We need to own that shit. Okay? So I'm going to leave y'all with that. And until, what's today? I'm losing my days. Till Wednesday. I got to be mindful of that. Mom. Wednesday. I will talk to y'all then. And I hope that y'all got a lot out of this show today and every day. Every time I talk to y'all, please go back. Listen to the prior shows, whichever title hits you, hits your spirit. Maybe that's the talk you need. That's the conversation you need. So again, I love all of y'all. Thank y'all for listening all across the world. I looked at, where you're listening from, in UK and Japan and India and, oh my gosh, Canada, Virginia, California, all of y'all. I just love y'all. Pennsylvania, of course. I love y'all. Thank y'all for your support. Definitely. If you have any questions or you want to, comment, shoot me an email at adionne-your-dream-pusher at gmail.com. And whatever questions, you got any suggestions, hit me up. Okay? So you're listening to Chronicles of Living podcast show for everyday people doing everyday things, living everyday life. Us normal folks doing a damn thing the best way we can. And this is Adionne, your dream pusher, your lifeguard, saving you from yourself, from the world, from some real bullshit, from those finger-pointing people. I love you guys. Talk to y'all on Wednesday. Peace.
Thank you for listening to Chronicles of Living, where we talk to everyday people about everyday things in the past, present, and future. And if you are pursuing your dreams, I'm proud of you. Because the best part of life is when you decide to live. To keep up with us, please visit chronicles-of-livin-podcast. Until next time, this is Adionne, your dream pusher. I love you guys.